What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Dima, Miami Music! Yeah, guys, we flying all the way to Miami to the FreshandFit podcast studio. Now, you guys know I've had a lot to say about FreshandFit, especially in 2021. But I want to start this year on a positive note. When I talk about how they run this business, as far as a platform, as far as acquiring guests and operating the business at the highest level, you will never hear me say that they don't do it. They work pretty consistently. They work pretty hard. They're good at what they do as a team and how they organize their system. I won't hate on that, right? I'll give them a round of applause. And they've been getting a lot of big time people into their studio. You know, they had Black 100, they had Tekashi 6ix9ine, they had Kodak Black. You know, they've had a lot of other people there. And recently they had Asian Doll. Asian Doll is a rapper formerly with King Von, and she was there with a few ladies, it was a lot of sisters that was there. Okay, now here's what I do know about FreshandFit. I've talked to Myron before on the phone. What tends to happen is that Myron himself, he does not drink. Fresh, I believe he may drink a little bit, but what happens is that, when they come into the podcast, there's some alcohol that the girls want to do, get loose and stuff like that, right? To have a good time. That's why you see all of those red cups that are there, okay? And you're dealing with different personalities every time that you're dealing with women in your studio. So some girls have a higher tolerance for alcohol, some don't. You had a group of women that were having sidebar conversations, and I guess Myron was telling them, hey, like, stop, we're trying to do a podcast, you guys are talking on the side. And Asian Doll, she was there and she was just like, ooh, you mean, he mean as F, right? And I don't want to stop the show. I don't want to play the tape because I don't want them to give me no copyright strike. But, and then Fresh, he was like, well, she's been doing it for the whole show. I'm not mean as F, I have rules. And so Asian Doll kind of said, well, then you mean as F. And she did it in a playful way. Myron was like, excuse me? I'm not mean at all. Have you been here the whole time? And, so basically she was just like, and this is live, right? She's like, I can say what I want. And then he's like, well, you can get off my show. You can get the hell off my show. And you're not gonna come on my platform disrespecting me. So they argue some more, and she ended up leaving. Again, let me just say this about the red pill, and a lot of the guys are really like, I won't call them phony. I'm gonna be nice today. I'm not gonna call you phony red pill alpha, but it seems like it's very insecure. Okay, the girls are having a good time. They're gonna be having sidebar conversations, and just to kick them off the show or whatever. It's already somewhat of a bad look. And I understand that girls, and they seem like kind of remorseful, but you do have a big name like Asian Doll that's in your studio. And I think here's the problem, right? And again, you got to make exceptions for people who are in the business. And that's not me trying to disrespect the guys or anything like that or talk down to them. But I would say this for anybody in the business, just like Kevin Samuels when he had Brittany Renner on. We all know what kind of person Brittany Renner is on Instagram. But when you're in the business of entertainment or entertainment podcasts, and you have somebody like an Asian Doll or a Brittany Renner or somebody like that, you have to be nice to your guests. And I don't think that you're paying her to come on there. She's there because, she just wants to, it's a good look. But you kick off Asian Doll, you kick off a very popular rapper off of your show that's a female, and what it looks like is you're disrespecting women. And that's the thing that I just don't feel. As far as interacting with women on live, it's unnecessary, and it's not necessarily the most masculine thing if you can't deal with it like that. I don't think that, and again, Myron is not an African-American guy. So that's a cultural clash right there. If you looked at what she did as black men in America, that's a playful thing that she's doing. I could even say that it's flirtatious a little bit. I think that she probably liked the fact that he checked the girls, but again, as Myron not really understanding women and not understanding the vibe that she was giving off, that she was just enjoying herself. But he tried to be, he went overboard. He overreacted. It was, you know, for something that he didn't do. I could see if the girl was being rude, she was. She said, "Oh, you mean as F." That's what chicks say. And it was just, it could have been on. And the girls wanted to stay and have the conversation. But the thing about it is this, in the business that they're in, bro, how are you going to deal with other ladies that are big names? Like, think about the other ladies that might be there. Amber Rose, Brittany Renner. Does she want to come on there and get disrespected herself? I mean, we got to think about this as a business, right? You know, and this is what has to happen. You know, when you're dealing with women on social media with big black female fan bases, you got to be careful how you treat those ladies. You got to be careful. If you're going to have alcohol, providing alcohol to these girls, and you know that girls don't handle alcohol very well, don't give them alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Because you're making problems for yourself that you don't need. And you don't even know, like, what if her brother or somebody see that and you don't know who it is, and they, you know, people want to come see you. It's causing problems for yourself that you just don't need. And again, in this business, we're talking about a lack of mentorship, you know? And there's a certain YouTuber, I won't call his name, a guy I really respect. It was offered to us, you know, after the whole fiasco. We work with these guys and try to mentor them and you know, and I said, listen, they're doing better in the business than we are. These guys are gonna feel like we don't have anything to tell them, right? And that's how usually it is with young YouTubers. And as young men, there's times for you to be assertive, and there are times that you're not assertive. And this is why I really like the pre-recorded podcast, because something like this, if it's live, everybody's seeing it. And I think that, you know, him like, oh, I kicked Asian Doll off my show, it might look good for the subscribers, but it's not gonna look good for other women and other guests that are gonna come into your studio. Other people are not gonna come in. You know, you might not get like the other ladies, you know what I mean? Oh, you never get a Kardashian in there, but the other chicks in there, you're not gonna get those ladies to come in there because they're gonna feel like you're gonna disrespect them. And that's the reason I'm telling you guys are mad at Kevin Samuels for how he treated Brittany Renner, but he'll be able to go back. You know, she'll come back to him, right? Because she was respected. You know, he'll never get nobody like Lizzo. I mean, even I wouldn't disrespect Lizzo or somebody like Chrissy Teigen or, you know, somebody like that. Like, I would never do that. Or Tiffany Haddish. Not in real time, you know, because you want to respect people. They're coming into your show. They're making your shit hot. You got to be nice to your customers. And your customers are just not your subscribers. Your customers are also the people that come into your show. I'm giving a fair assessment of what I'm seeing with the guys. The guys are into the industry now. Their audience is much larger in reach than the manosphere, but they're gonna end up blackballing themselves going on this way. It looks good to kick her off, but then in the industry, it's not gonna look good. Nobody's gonna want to deal with you. You don't see Diddy Vlad doing that. And if your girls can't handle alcohol, stop giving it to them. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna, you know, go in this hard, you know, anymore. I'm saved, y'all. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm